6 of the Crew Motorfest has remained pretty mysterious so far. In fact, we're yet to get even an official confirmation of the theme of Season 6. Now, I'm pretty sure for many reasons that we've talked about over the last, I think, half a year now, since they teased it, that this next season is a RedBull update. Because of the tease that directly implied it was a RedBull update. And I guess the closest we've gotten since then is that they're only buffing the RedBull edition KTM bike in motocross. But when it comes to anything else to do with vehicles in Season 6 of the Crew Motorfest, we know nothing yet. Except for what is obvious. Like how we know exactly what cars are coming in the Prestige ticket store, because it's all based on previous info. See, I didn't just make a guide on Prestige tickets, I did also make a full video on what cars are coming back into the Prestige ticket store. The feature in the Crew Motorfest which helps the most with removing FOMO, fear of missing out, time-locked content. Basically, Forza's whole vehicle system, which the crew decided to completely abolish. But Summit cars aren't the only ones that fit into that system. Every week, there's a theme. And every week's theme is part of a month. And those months are the main stage. And those main stages have reward cars. And see, I wasn't wrong when I talked about how underrated this feature was, because it just keeps coming back. Each main stage's reward car is time locked for that season, for 4 months. Because after that, we know for a fact that each main stage will get a main stage legacy, bringing back 2 events from the summits in that update, with loaned and required vehicle events, bringing back themes and modifiers, even letting you test drive Summit cars that came out that update. But most importantly, bringing back the... Oh, that's a bad example. Who wants that? Bringing back the main stage cars of that update. No longer time locking them. And because that system is so consistent, here is the dates and times of the only 4 cars other than the Summit cars that we know will be a part of Season 6. And surprise, there is an extra thing that you're going to get for watching this video. It's not even in the title thumbnail, but we got new info. We got 3 different images. Well, one of them's something big. First of all, we got just a somewhere. Where is that? That's closer to... I think that's the one that's next to the city at the top of Maui. Then we've got this, which is in the sky. And then we got this one, which, if you can't tell, is very clearly a racetrack, which is up here next to the volcano. Which side of the volcano is it? I guess it's... Ah, there you go. There's the little sloped bit. So it is the side that I'm looking at. This way. I think. The sloped bit. So here. It's like here-ish. Like there-ish? I guess? You get it, though. It's this thing. I thought this thing was weird. I thought this thing was out of place when we first got it. Is there like a... Does the sign say anything off? No, it doesn't, does it? But it wouldn't, would it? I knew something was weird about this weird bit of road. Okay, well now it makes me want to look for more weird bits of road. Especially given all the areas which are getting, like, new buildings and stuff. You know, this is a weird bit of road. And now it's getting new buildings and stuff. Huh. Well, how strange. But these are 3 brand new images that we got released with the caption, yellow on the tracks, blue in the air, red in the dirt. Are you ready for the thrill? Is this the biggest teaser for a RedBull update? We don't know. We still don't know. They've still not said it's a RedBull update. Damn it. Right. Back to the video. March 12th. Part of the Racers and Chasers main stage legacy. Was this always custom? I swear you couldn't change the color of this in the Crew 2. Did they add this in the Crew Motorfest? Because I'm almost certain you weren't able to change its color back then. I mean, it's quite nice if they did. Probably the highlight of these 4 cars. Yeah, I guess so. I don't think visually, but I'm a bit biased. I just kind of don't like the Evo design. And I mean that as the new Evo. I think I feel like the newer Evo, this gen of Evo, oh, I'm gonna annoy some people. I feel like it just is like a sedan LARPing as what the old Evos used to be. A Ghost Recon livery for the top? That's, oh, whoa. Oh, okay, full. Okay, I thought I would have to blurt something there, but no, we're fine. False alarm. Ubisoft, we got a meta livery, I suppose. Bushimaru's staying in, and it's all thanks to you. Whoa! That's a well-made livery. Holy, livery creators showed up for this one. I've put us in the event that already uses this car in the original version anyway. In fact, I'm not even going to characterize this as a SidWaj Crew Law Fun Fact, because I don't really like this because it rewrites history a little bit. They sort of just changed the law that apparently this car was designed by, was it Toji? In the Made in Japan. But like, that was the first time we ever got anything said on who designed Summit cars back in the Crew 2. I mean, half the Summit cars have just been rewritten history to say they were Liberty Walk cars this whole time. This Mainstage Legacy dropping March 12th will feature 2 events from the To The Streets Summit, the Chase Squad Deploy Summit, the KTM Selection Summit, and the Carpenter Brutal Summit. And the Carpenter Brutal Summit will let you drive the Carpenter Brute KS. But, like, who cares? Right? That thing is whatever. Now, there's actually a challenge in the game that requires this car. I think it's in this event that you used to have to do it. Because this car was, of course, locked to Crew 2 only. And people complain that, hang on a minute, you need to own a car that you physically can't own. I think it's reach a certain speed. What you have to do is you have to play this event in its original playlist version and hope that you can get up to the speed that you need to hit while using a bone stock version of the car. Now, however, players are, I feel like this is a bit of unneeded confusion, actually. Because I think now players are going to see that challenge, see that it's a Mainstage Legacy car, do the Mainstage Legacy, buy all the cars for the Mainstage Legacy thinking that that's how you need to do that challenge, when in reality you can just play this event and do the challenge in the playlist version. Damn. I wonder if that's actually going to get anyone. As far as I'm aware, this thing is not like a terrible car. It's fine. It's not even like the worst performing of the cars that are coming back in the Mainstage Legacy in Season 6. But next on the list is a very iconic car. On the 9th of April, in the Motorfest Remixes Summit. I completely forgot we had that summit, you know? I fully forgot that was a summit that happened. Ah! Oh my word! Why is that such a good livery? I wish I could use that, but oh my god, can I not? Holy! Oh, okay, I mean, they censored themselves as well, but not enough. Ah! You dirty dogs! Ah, but hey! Oh, that's actually sick. Oh my god. My god! And I think I've got pretty good... Yeah, I've got pretty good things on right now. Yeah, sure. I'm not really gonna go with an underglow or anything. And I'll stop with just the front window tint. I'll get like a proper window tint on it. And I think, actually, hang on. Nah. And the American Dream Kit. Okay, well, let's turn this into this. The Camaro ZL1 Rift Edition is yours to get on April 9th. This summit, being a Crew Motorfest Remixes, meaning bringing back a bunch of themes, I guess, will feature 2 events from the summits that were Pit Stop Pressure Volume 2, Forsberg X Hoonigan, Motorfest All-Stars Volume 2, and Holidays. Holidays will let you drive the Veyron Barchetta. So, let me hit you with a SidWaj Crew Law Fun Fact. Oh wait, look! Haha! Black and yellow crates! This event is made for me. So this thing, despite being a muscle car, and I really mean that, despite being a muscle car, known to be very boaty in most any racing game they're in, the Camaro ZL1 Rift Edition was not only a Summit edition of the main cover car of the Crew 2 before they changed the cover, this thing was one of the best cars in the street spec in the Crew 2, even though it was a muscle car. Now, there was stuff like the Hurricane and what else? I mean, the Countach absolutely demolished it at some point, but the Gallardo as well. This thing beat those out. However, it only beat those cars out if you played on manual with clutch. That was how this thing was made meta. It was also one of only 3 cars that I didn't own in my entire YouTube video making career on the Crew 2 until it came back after Motorfest already released. But it's now just kind of whatever. It's nowhere near the best in the street spec, unfortunately, but it definitely had a big history of being so. I mean, as far as being an edition of a cover car, this will hold that title alone. Okay, wait, actually, I guess we did have an edition version of... No, that's the Rally Raid one. That's the Rally version of the Camaro. We did not have an edition of the Rally version of the Camaro. Cover car edition vehicle in the Crew's history. And the only way that could be trumped is if the SidWaj Noir got an edition car. Any of these 3? Oh, wait, hang on. I guess the Supra. Okay, I guess the Supra. And I guess the Shelby, too, over there. It's the only edition car that was exclusive in its own game. And I'm talking cover car. I'm talking the one that's right in the front, all right? I've entered Ultimate Cope mode. You know what I mean. This thing has... This is the face car. I wouldn't call the Supra the face of the Crew Motorfest. I'd call the Revuelto. The only way it could be trumped is if the Revuelto got an edition car. Okay, whatever, who cares? On May 14th, we'll get the Island Rush main stage legacy with the Green Flash edition, which is an old school Crew 2 Summit car, which I think came back twice, I want to say. I want to say it came back once on its own, and then once it came back as an open days summit, meaning it was in a summit where you did not need to buy a single car. Every single one was a lone vehicle. This would be really good if the text wasn't the wrong way round on the other side. Oh, no color, no visual, and we've already got green stuff on it, I suppose. Can we get any more green? I mean, this guy's pretty green. Sure, let's go green. Okay, this thing, as far as I know, all this thing really has to say for itself is it's really good in, like, slipstream, which a lot of Porsches seem to be. As far as I'm aware, the Strassen version, just saw my life flash before my eyes. The Strassen version is like the highest top speed in hypercar, and this thing already feels insanely quick, but when you're slipstreaming, it's even quicker. That's, ow. That's what this car has to show for itself. Can we make the jump? Can we make the jump? We made the jump! In this main stage legacy will be 2 events from the summits that were Chase Squad Engage, No Speed Limit, McLaren Selection, Island Delights, and Lunar Roads. Lunar Roads will obviously let you drive the Lunar Year Noble. God, this thing feels so quick! I feel like I'm going uncontrollably fast. Never hurts to get a hypercar, but I'm fairly certain this one's gonna be an expensive one. I mean, Island Delights, the image for that was 2 hypercars. McLaren Selection, well, that's a lot of hypercars. No Speed Limit, I think, was hypercars, and I want to say the Regera had something to do with Lunar Roads. Essentially what I'm saying is there's going to be a lot of hypercars. But something interesting about this main stage legacy, which I guess applies to the first one as well, is we're going to have to keep a lookout for it. Because these 2 main stage legacies have chase events in them. You know, the Chase Squad Engage and the Chase Squad Deploy. And those playlists had the actual chase paid playlist events in it. Even though, yes, already, if you had a friend who had it, you could play the playlist events. This might be a permanent, non-friend requiring way to play chase events. They were lone vehicle. I mean, there's a big chance that the main stage legacy gives you at least 4 different events in the chase update for you to play for free. See, this feature, man, it just gets better and better, right? On June 11th, you should already know, the Thunderstruck main stage legacy. This thing, I don't even have much to say about because it's basically yesterday that we received it. Oh my god, man. You know what? I'll do this. for the vibes, for the theme. Oh, actually, I plan to put this one on anyway. This is by Erratic, who made the livery that you saw in my RX3 main stage legacy video, actually. That wasn't editing a trick. That was actually a real livery that he made for that thumbnail. So absolutely I am going with this. Perfect. It's even on theme. It's Red Bull. God, I wish we had basic semi-slicks. I'm still waiting on that, the Crew. We've got basic versions of all the tires that were in the Crew 2, classic asphalt, vintage, and a bunch of other different just sort of basic tires, classic off-road. We need classic semi-slicks, because that's a type of tire that we've been getting in the Crew Motorfest, but we've not got a basic free version. It feels so weird talking about this thing as something coming out in June when, you know, it's out right now. But as soon as it's gone from right now, you're not going to be able to get it until June, at which point it'll make its big triumphant comeback. Oh, holy, all I did was turn the traction and ESP off. Ow. I was going to call it a drifting machine, but I guess not. Oh. Okay, right, yes, this thing. This is the Thunderwave edition as part of the Thunderstruck main stage. Makes sense because the main stage has been bringing back Crew 2 Summit cars, and the Crew 2 didn't have any electrics, so they didn't really have anything to fit the electric theme other than something called Thunder. This thing will release in a main stage legacy with 2 events from each summit from Electric X Thermal, Ford Selection, Forces of Nature, the currently ongoing one, and Full Battery Showdown, which will allow you to test drive the Rimac Navira Time Attack Edition. Holy, this is actually really fun. I was thinking about what I can say about this thing, and it was gonna be that although this thing sucks on the performance side, definitely the worst in its own spec out of all the cars we're talking about today, but I mean, I was also going to say that style-wise, it might have to be the best, because this body kit is just beautiful. And then looking at it drift like it is right in front of me right now, oh man, am I looking forward to that. But this is definitely one to go for. Obviously, it's only going to be 4 different summits, so a shorter one, but this is definitely going to be one to go for. And it's crazy to think that this thing will return 3 weeks from season 7. Oh, damn, I lost. Wait, I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, well. Just, what a good livery, though. Oh, damn. What a good livery. What's it based on? It's got to be based on something, right? I assume it's based on something. So those were the 4 cars that we do know about. On top of the 4 cars that we do know about. There's the Summit cars, then there's the Main Stage Legacy. So I guess this video is kind of a sister video to the Summit car one. And I'm looking forward to see which Summit cars they're gonna bring back from the Crew 2 for the Red Bull update. If it is a Red Bull update. I mean, KTM is big in Red Bull, and we've had, like, what, 2 KTM Summit cars? No, 1? A racing motorcycle? We've had the Alpha GP, finally, maybe? This thing? I mean, it's white and orange, that's pretty KTM, but this is a Summit car? That'd be good. If we're sticking in racing, they still have the Duke edition to bring back. Oh, of course, Red Bull Drift. We also have the Lancer Evolution Flow Edition to return at some point. But I gotta admit, there's not a lot of Street Tier 1 or Street Tier 2 Crew 2 Summit cars I can really think would come back with a Red Bull theme. I mean, maybe this thing, but I hope not. Actually, no, do bring that back. Get it out the way. Get it out my face. That's gonna be about it for me. And by the way, I'm coming down with a fever, so wish me luck. Let's hope I'm better by the Red Bull update in a bit.